Hey everybody, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make delicious bread at home. I've been making bread since I was a teenager. It's one of my favourite things to make. I just love bread, and it's so much better for you than the stuff that you can buy from the shop, and it tastes better and it just is so much more filling. All the quantities are in the description below. You can do this in a mixer. You just put all the ingredients in a mixer with a dough hook. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be doing it by hand. So you will need strong white bread flour, dried active yeast, salt, I'm using sea salt, oil, I'm using extra virgin olive oil, you could use something like sunflower, and warm water. This is 2 parts cold to 1 part hot. Start by mixing the dough in the bowl with a spatula or a spoon. This will probably be quite hard work after a little while, so just mix for as long as you can until your arm gets really tired. And then when that's done and you have a rough dough, you can turn that out onto a clean work surface and you can begin kneading by hand. You're looking to incorporate all the flour into the dough, and this process will probably take about 10 minutes. Your dough should feel quite smooth and elastic by the time you're done. Don't worry if it feels like you're not getting anywhere, you are. Just be patient, keep kneading. I actually really enjoy the process of kneading. I find it's very therapeutic and I think a lot when I'm doing it, and just like the physical motion of actually doing something with my hands, I really enjoy. It's quite a workout for your shoulders. I must have hit slow-mo by mistake, but here I am returning the dough to the bowl for its first proof. And you don't have to do this. You could skip this step and you could put the dough directly into the tin at this point and prove it once. In my experience, proving it twice results in a much fluffier loaf. You need to cover it with a clean tea towel and leave it somewhere warm to rise. This is what it should look like after it's risen. It's doubled in size and it's very airy. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock it back, which is pushing all the air out of the dough. And I'm going to try and get as much of the dough off the side of the bowl as possible before putting it back on my work surface to knead for a couple more minutes. Flour the dough lightly and just give it a gentle knead for a couple of minutes. And then you're ready to shape the dough. Now, I was making a double batch, so I'm making 2 loaves, so I'm obviously dividing it here. You don't have to do that. You can just make 1 loaf if you want. And you can see all the bubbles on the inside of the dough. The yeast is doing its job and it's going to make a lovely fluffy loaf. So I'm just shaping each of these dough balls into a sort of loaf shape. I generally tend to sort of tuck the edges underneath them. And then they're ready to go in the tins to rise for a second time. Place them into a lined or greased loaf tin and cover them with a clean tea towel once more to rise for a second time. And while they're rising, you can preheat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius. And there they are expanding in the tins, and they're not ready to go in yet, they need to be a bit bigger. Something optional that you can do is you can score your loaves before they go in the oven with a bread lame or a sharp knife. This is a bread lame. And what scoring does is it controls the amount of oven spring that the loaves experience, and you'll get a much stronger loaf. In they go into the oven. And you can also add a dash of water to the bottom of the oven to create steam and help them rise. 25 minutes later, out the oven they come. Looking brown and delicious. They'd actually risen so much they'd touched the shelf above. And here they are. They smell amazing and they are so warm and delicious. It's all I can do to stop myself from cutting into it straight away. But the bread will be quite fragile for a little while, so do take your time and let them cool. I love making bread. Have you ever made your own bread at home? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your success stories. And if there's any other kinds of bread that you'd like to learn to make, let me know and perhaps I'll do it in the future.